point that he's making, and everybody seems to be okay with it. And Sam Mitchell isn't. O'Neal, and a jump ball once again as it was pinned at the top.
O'Neal's trying to get up quick because Amir Johnson can get up in the air.
And now they're stopping it. And they're going to try to reset the clock here. And so that is why you see Joe Forte pointing up at the clock, and they do. It's 5:43 with 8 ticks remaining at the shot clock. O'Neal trying to get the early jump, and he does. Controlled by Bosch, deep at the corner, picked up by Wallace. Nice crossover, pulled back, no. His first miss of the night, and it's going to be Detroit basketball.
The ability of Bosch to create that space for the shot.
Detroit right now by 1. 5:30 left here in the opening quarter at the Air Canada Center. The first meeting between these two. Wallace trying to post up on O'Neal after trying his hand at threes. His turns, faces up, knocks it down, and has a word for anybody that'll listen.
He always does. But this is where I like Wallace. When he's playing with his back to the basket or facing up within 15, 17 feet. The three is a nice option, but he doesn't need to rely on it.
6-0 run. Can it be quieted? Bosch has it stripped away underneath the bucket. Amir Johnson gets it ahead to Prince. Prince into the front court. Looking around. Raptors do an excellent job of getting back. And now Prince waves it off. They'll cross underneath the bucket. Curling. Rip Hamilton gives it up. Here's Wallace. Short corner. Shot doesn't go. Weak side board for Bosch. And Jose into the front court. Out to Parker. Parker on dribble penetration. Cut off. O'Neal. Resets. Parker in the corner. Parker puts it back on the deck. Looking for O'Neal to slip to the bucket. Held up. Tied up. No call. Got to get back. Rip Hamilton just turned it over.
Raptors got lucky there. Arguing the call. Rip Hamilton took off down to 4 passes. A little bit long by Stark.
Sam Mitchell having a word with Matt Boland, and then Rasheed Wallace said, hey, you can't let him do that. He knows all about talking. 16-13. Detroit on top. Raptors have turned it over 5 times. Remember, that was such a concern in the preseason. They didn't do it in the first 2 games. Did it late. As you mentioned earlier, a lot of that had to do with tired legs in Milwaukee. And a foul on Amir Johnson, and here comes Kwame Brown, pick up in the offseason, former #1 overall pick of Washington.
And look what happens. Immediately, you'll put Kwame Brown on O'Neal, and now Rasheed Wallace is on Bosch. Let's see the effect of this.
Jose Calderon. Here's O'Neal, side pick and roll. Frees up Jose. Calderon drills it.
That was a real key in the Milwaukee game. When his team was stagnant, Jose was aggressively looking for his own shot.
And he throws it off of Kwame Brown. Unbelievable hustle. And they're on their feet in the corner here at the ACC for Jose.
Great transition play. Make the shot, jump up, and make a defensive play.
And sometimes, and it's something that you talked about at halftime on Saturday night, when the offense isn't rolling, you got to take it into your own hands, and that's what Jose did. He had a big night in Milwaukee, did Calderon. Calderon with 25 points. They dump it on the inside of Bosch. You see Hamilton trying to pick the pocket. Backing down. Bosch spinning away over Wallace. Shot doesn't go. Weak side board. Kwame Brown. 1-point game. And Detroit with the lead. And the Raptors right now 2 for their last 8. Hamilton freed up. He is just tough to get a hold of. Wallace sends it ahead. And the pass Will Bynum scoops up. Will Bynum out of Georgia Tech. Played abroad last season in Israel. Maccabi Tel Aviv. Wallace, great eyes to the slashing Brown. No. And Bosch is there. He gets it to Jose Calderon into the front court. Raptors with a chance to regain the lead. Their biggest lead 3. Pistons' biggest lead 3. It's now owned by Toronto here in the first quarter.
Jermaine O'Neal showing us a little of that offense. Using quickness, getting into the paint, body into Rasheed Wallace, and then up on the shot.
Will Bynum. First game of the year was against Charlotte in Charlotte. Had 12 points off of the bench. He gets it back up top, trying to get free. Penetrating underneath, and good defense by Moon.
Everybody closing in on the drive.
Pistons have turned it over now 3 times. Here's Parker. No. Bosch, offensive rebound, a long one. And looks around, decides, you know what, I got it, but it spills out. And so Bosch, after that great start, 3 of 3, has missed 3 in a row. And a timeout taken by Michael Curry with 2:28 remaining here in the opening quarter, with the Toronto Raptors leading by 1 over the Detroit Pistons. They've made 6 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. Joe Dumars